right behind him, they were going to build a whole bunch of low-income housing.
Low income, that's if you made $500,000.
Well, it has more regulations than any other state in the country.
It's a place with no downtown, no gas stations, just trees.
Atherton is one of the wealthiest towns in America, but what makes Atherton interesting isn't just how much money is there, it's how different it feels to your typical suburb. Atherton operates by a completely different set of rules to everyone else. So let's start with one of the first things that's very different about the town, the sidewalks. In many American suburbs, sidewalks are everywhere. They connect homes to parks, schools, shops, and local businesses. They create public spaces where residents walk, exercise, and move through the community. Atherton developed differently. For most of the suburb, there are no sidewalks. Pedestrians generally walk on the sides of the road or on dirt or grass shoulders. At first glance, it feels unusual, especially in one of the wealthiest regions in the United States. The reason becomes clearer when you look at how the town was originally designed. Atherton was never planned as a dense suburban environment where people move between shopping districts, restaurants, and commercial centers. It was built around large residential estates separated by significant amounts of land. The roads were designed to serve those estates rather than create a highly walkable urban environment. The no sidewalks help to preserve the Atherton exclusivity and estate aesthetic, and as a result, it feels much more quiet and more private than a standard suburb. That emphasis on space and privacy becomes even more obvious when you look at the amount of land reserved for each home. Most suburbs are designed to accommodate as many homes as possible. Developers purchase land, divide it into smaller parcels, and build housing that maximizes the number of residents who can live in the area. Atherton took the opposite approach. The minimum lot size requirement for each house is 1 acre. The strict zoning standard is regulated under Atherton's primary single-family residential zone, which covers nearly all the town's geographic footprint to preserve its low-density estate-like character and maintain privacy for residents. The result is a community where homes sit much further apart than normal. Large front yards create distance from the street, and generous side setbacks create significant separation between neighbors. That commitment to space and privacy has shaped the character of Atherton for generations, and with the town's ultra-high net worth, it has also influenced the expectations residents have of their local police department. When a town has a small population and an enormous tax base, expectations of local government services change, and one example is the police department. Residents of Atherton can connect their home alarm systems directly to police dispatch, allowing alerts to be sent straight to the local department rather than first being routed through a private monitoring company. The town also offers vacation house checks. If residents are traveling, police can conduct checks on their property while they're away. Think about how unusual that sounds. In many suburbs, residents are hoping police arrive quickly after something happens. In Atherton, police may already be checking the property before anything happens at all. These services contribute to a lifestyle that feels different from many surrounding communities. That difference becomes even more noticeable when you look at something most suburbs consider completely normal, which is commercial development. Most suburbs eventually develop a commercial center. It may be a shopping district, a collection of restaurants, or a small retail strip that serves local residents. In Atherton, it is completely prohibited. Atherton does not have any commercial zoning districts within its town limits. As a result, there are no retail stores, grocery stores, restaurants, cafes, gas stations anywhere in the town. The Atherton zoning code only allows for 4 primary zone types, being single-family residential, park and open spaces, public facilities and schools, and multifamily and special overlays. Because a commercial zone district does not exist in the code, commercial projects are automatically illegal. One caveat, however, is that home occupations are allowed. Residents can legally operate a business or office out of their residence, but it must be low impact in that it cannot generate external traffic, noise, signage, or customer visits that disrupt the residential nature of the neighborhood. This means there are very few reasons for non-residents to enter the town in the first place. If residents want groceries, restaurants, coffee shops, or retail stores, they generally leave Atherton and visit neighboring communities. This decision has had a major impact on the character of the town. Without commercial districts comes less traffic, fewer visitors, and fewer reasons for constant movement throughout the community. And when there is movement on these roads, the town relies on a piece of infrastructure, or rather, a lack of it, that you won't find anywhere else. Because despite being in the heart of the bustling Silicon Valley, Atherton doesn't have traffic lights. Think about your local suburb. When traffic gets bad, the city drops in a multi-lane intersection with massive buzzing traffic lights. If you drive through Atherton, you won't see a single one. The town intentionally designs its roads without traffic signals. Instead of lights, they rely entirely on four-way stop signs and roundabouts. It deliberately slows down drivers, and more importantly, makes the roads incredibly annoying for commuters trying to cut through the town to get to tech hubs like Meta or Stanford. So if you want to get across town, you must stop at every block. It's an infrastructure choice designed purely to keep outsiders out. The result is a town that remains focused almost entirely on very private residential living. And because the town is so heavily residential, another feature begins to stand out. Many of the homes are very well hidden. In Atherton, many homes sit well back from the road, hidden behind mature trees, hedges, gates, and extensive landscaping. Because the town restricts tall solid walls, the hedges and trees act as natural wall barriers. Long driveways often disappear from view before reaching the house itself. In some areas, visitors can drive through the town and barely see the homes at all. The wealth is there, but it is rarely displayed openly. Instead, the design of the town creates privacy through distance and natural screening. The large lot sizes make this possible. A property sitting on an acre of land has far more room for landscaping and separation than a home sitting on a typical suburban block. This creates an environment where privacy becomes part of the physical design of the community itself. And that leads directly to one of the most controversial aspects of Atherton, the town's long-standing resistance to higher density housing. For decades, Atherton's zoning laws strictly mandated one thing and one thing only: single-family detached luxury estates. No apartments, no duplexes, no affordable housing complexes. It was a bulletproof legal wall designed to maintain the low-density state character of the town. But recently, that wall hit a massive roadblock. The state of California began cracking down on wealthy enclaves using state housing mandates to force cities to build multi-family housing. The backlash in Atherton was immediate and fierce. Billionaires like tech investor Mark Andreessen famously protested dense housing developments near their own properties, citing property values and privacy. Ultimately, the state forced Atherton's hand. To avoid massive legal fines and losing control over their own planning, the town was legally cornered into creating a multifamily overlay district, opening a tiny handful of lots for potential higher density buildings. It proves just how aggressively Atherton will fight to keep its low-density estate-like character intact, and the extreme pressure it takes from the outside to even slightly crack it.